up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Sean Diddy Combs, I know you mad at your legal team. So here's the thing. There's a new report coming out from Deadline. They are known for serious investigation, but it is always from like a Hollywood point of view. So it's like the Hollywood Reporter. So some of the sources are actually people's teams and PR, right? So they're super legit, right? The thing is, Dateline is saying that, guess what? Diddy thought he had a pardon, but his team messed it all up by going public to gloat, and that scared Trump because he was shocked at the way MAGA was like, heck no, that mofo ain't getting out. Baby, we love to see it. Listen, by hook or by crook, Diddy looks like he's staying in jail. Now, that said, there is a chance that they can pull off a Houdini. But remember when I told y'all to go into the streets and get into the comment sections and make your voices known about whether you want him to stay in or get out? If you want him to get out, I don't know why you're watching my channel. I guess you hate watching, but thanks for the view. But all jokes aside, when it comes to the whole Diddy thing, oh, it makes me laugh at how much Diddy must be miserable in jail. And before you be like, you praying on his downfall, I'm praying on his downfall. He is the architect of his own downfall. This is not a freedom fighter that was wrongly accused, ma'am, sir, brother, sister. He literally is a demon that got caught being a demon, tried to buy his way out of being a demon, tried to intimidate his way out of being a demon, trying to witness obstruct his way out of being a demon. And now he is in his little demon lair. I know the rats and roaches are like in his cell, are like, when is he being transferred? Like surely Dante's Inferno can make another level. Anyway, get into this, right? Trump cools on possible Diddy pardon over risk of MAGA blowback. This is exclusive. It seems like Donald Trump won't be springing Sean Combs out of prison anytime soon. After months of consideration of a pardon for his old NYC party pal, the former Apprentice host has pretty much nixed any notion of a commutation. Any notion at all. Sorry, where was I? They said he has pretty much nixed any notion of a commutation or a get out of jail card for Diddy, we've learned. While nothing is ever set in stone in Trump land besides a grievance, it looks like the POTUS has decided not to do Combs, who was sentenced to 4 years in federal prison, any presidential favors. Baby, you love to see it. Now listen, they noted that a high-ranking White House official claiming the president could free the Mark Agnifilo and Tinny Gurgles represented Combs in the next few days got a swift zero-truth response from the administration. However, they said despite the backlash generated by that story from the Fox Corporation-owned outlet, it was actually White House fears of Trump's increasingly volatile MAGA base turning on the president over Diddy getting clemency that put the brakes on things. A big concern is reaction from the MAGA base, something that one source close to the White House predicted would be catastrophic, comparing it to the discontent of a number of supporters over the way the Jeffrey Epstein case was handled earlier this year. The caveat is the president, prone to make surprise decisions and announcements, could shift in favor of Diddy getting out. They said the president, not anonymous sources, is the final decider of pardons and commutations, a White House official told TMZ. Now get this, right? The funny thing about this is, and I'm going to go live to actually talk about this, is Diddy did his own self in. This fool, his ego will always be his downfall. Think about it. This fool could have just literally quietly gotten a pardon. And he could have jumped out on Friday. What's up, bitches? Y'all miss me? I know I missed you. Looking like an evil, like Pennywise, it with gray hair, right? I missed you. Where the Tucci at? Where the F the Tucci? Hey, the way I feel right now, Young Miami could have been like, hey, babe, doing a little, and they are so ridiculous. I'm sure Young Miami had her welcome home twerk dance ready. I'm being dead serious, right? Like on a yacht twerking, hey, while she's back to being dressed like a billionaire's girlfriend. I am sure all this was happening. But the thing about this is that Diddy messed up is his ego. All you had to do was just jump out. All you had to, I know this shirt is, all you had to do was just jump out and pop out and show us. But you had to let everybody know that you wasn't down. Your ego had to take control. You had to let everybody know, baby, I'll be home by Friday, because you got mad at everybody laughing, ha ha ha, because you got the consequences of your actions. And because, just like with Cassie, when you were at the BET Award and you knew what she was coming at you, and you knew the evidence she had, instead of just being respectful and like whatever and then doing something, you had to be like, yeah, thanks to Cassie for holding me down. Love. And Cassie looked and said, that mofo is going down. Your ego is the reason that Cassie decided to take it from a settlement and turn it into a lawsuit. His ego every step of the way has been his downfall. Oddly enough, his ego is what made him rise up. So I get in his mind, he's like, nah, but my ego's been my biggest strength. But at what point between your ego being your biggest strength and now it's your biggest downfall, do you not switch gears and be like, it's time to be humble? All you have to do is just sit there quietly and wait till the pardon and then throw the welcome home of all welcome homes. But you had to let us know. You had to rub it in our face. You had to let all the victims know, yeah, I'm going to be out soon. And what you going to do about that? Rubbing your hands together like Birdman. It was your time to shine, right? Shout out to Ari. The whole point of the message is you did this to yourself. And your own ego is the reason that the White House supporters and Trump are just like, wait, never mind. Now, here's the thing. Like they said, Trump might give him clemency in the future. We don't control anything about that. We are not the president, nor do we pretend to be. But as of right now, according to Deadline, who was very reputable, those dreams are DOA. Now, remember when I said, if you go out, if you make your voices known, whether you want it for or against, that is going to sway, because they are trying to test the waters to prove, look, there's not going to be any backlash. Get on with that. No, let them know. Let them know how you'll feel if Diddy's pardoned. Now, nobody might care, but it is important to know that you think he is despicable, you think he is vile, or you think he's the best person ever, and you want him to come home because our community needs leaders like him, right? Anyway, the whole point of the message is, I guess I say all that to say, haha. Again, I am not delighting in Diddy being punished. I'm not, because in a perfect world, Diddy would have never committed these crimes. Diddy wouldn't be in jail. Diddy would be who he pretended to be, who we all admired him to be. Diddy would be a stand-up man, a great father. Yeah, his love life's weird, but it's all consensual, okay? In a perfect world, there would be no victims, and that's the goal. But we don't live in a perfect world. And in this, I am laughing at the fact of someone that fought and kicked and screamed to escape all accountability. Well, baby, yeah. I'm laughing that in a perfect world, somebody who fought to escape all accountability is now literally compound on compound on compound. When you should have spent money, you were too cheap. When you were too cheap, you should have spent money. When you should have been humble, you were arrogant. When you were arrogant, you should have been humble. It goes all and all around. I am laughing that someone that thought he was going to beat the system and thought he had all the ace cards are now the consequences of his actions. I'm laughing at the fact that his lawyers told him, you're not going to be arrested. You were arrested. Your lawyers told you, these charges aren't going to stick. The charges stick. The lawyers told you, so what? You're going to get out on bail. You, in fact, did not get out on bail. Your lawyers told you, guess what? You're not serving that time. You are, in fact, serving that time. And your lawyers told you, well, guess what? You're getting a pardon. And according to the White House, you might have been getting one, but because of your own arrogance and need to boast, you are, in fact, not getting a pardon. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.